World Financial Group offers entrepreneurs from all backgrounds the opportunity to start their own business on a level playing field. Dr. Jana Woodhouse, receiving the WCM Wall Street Pioneer Award by the United Black Wall Street of America, Inc., is one of those entrepreneurs.
I see WFG and TFA as a place where African Americans with an entrepreneurial mindset can flourish. And the bonus, we help families and serve the communities across the country.
To learn more about us, go to worldfinancialgroup.com.
We are the sons and daughters of the soul. We are resilient and forever forward-thinking. We ask for nothing else than the opportunity to live and to create the lives that we were meant to live. We want nothing but an equal chance at options and possibilities. The same possibilities and options to live out our potential as our fellow man. We want to be heard, understood, and expressive in our reality. We are the future. We are the creative. We are here.
She was told that she couldn't play with the boys. She was told that they were too big, too rough, too strong. She was told to give up her dreams and move on. She was told to just be pretty, be quiet, be a lady. She was told that women had to stay on their side of the court, stay in your lane. Playing and competing with men was insane. She was told that men and women would never be equal. Dreaming like that would only be lethal to your mind, to your soul. She never listened. She knew that their thinking was old. She is magic. She is the definition of spirit. She is what champions are made of. She is now.
Greetings and welcome to Access Wealth Nation with Dr. Jana B. Woodhouse, giving you that checkup from the neck up, making an idea of what money is really about. We go ching, ching, ching goes the money tree. And every time it chings, money comes to me. We got to have our mindset on definitely, and I give that to any poet that wrote it, but that in respects to it, this is a time of when we have the opportunity to not just spend. We need the time to build. And so today, we're going to talk a little bit about money. Okay, what else do I talk about? I talk about money, savings, And this is a week as we embark upon happy holidays. It's a holiday, not a holla month. Remember that. And the thing is that the things that you spend and do now will reflect later on. So you have to be careful about that. Yes. So I wanted to bring up, matter of fact, I'm going to add something. My producers don't know I'm getting ready to add this, but I want to share with you. For the years, as you may know or may not know, Dr. Jana went through initiation, not in the traditional sense of the Greek world, but I did it in the African world. I went through rites of passage in Ghana. And we were given through Nana Ansate from Latte and a system. And part of it she brought to us was the winter solstice. Let me tell you a little bit about this winter solstice. If we think about it, Mother Nature has set us up and we just don't follow through. So when you think about the winter solstice, it is from the 21st of December to the 24th of December. Now, think about what's going on during that time. A lot of things are happening. One thing is that at that point, we got parties, people getting drunk, people getting crazy, people doing stuff they have no business doing. Divorces are coming into play because of it. Hint, hint. So these are things that negatively empower us. Whereas with the winter solstice time is a time, it's a spiritual time, a time of where you can build your seed thoughts. Think about the things that you want to come forth in your life in the future, specifically during the springtime. Think about Mother Nature and the animals. It is phenomenal that during this time, the fact is that the animals go to rest, and then they come out in spring. And when they come out, they're looking for the change in the news and the blessings. We're the only animals on this planet that don't do that. But needless to say, I just thought I'd let you know this is a time that you can plant those seed thoughts and build upon them so that you can see what's going to come during what's going to spring forward. Well, anyway, of course, this is Dr. Jana B. Woodhouse, and we're on Access Wealth Nation, on the Soul City Broadcasting System, and on WHCR 90.3 FM, the voice of Harlem. Speaking of the voice of Harlem, the village of Harlem. Last night, my brother Matt McCoy and my husband George Brown, we went to the Greater Harlem Chamber of Commerce holiday party, and it was powerful. But the thing that I see is that a lot of the business people are not supporting the chamber, and they should be out here supporting the chamber. We've lost a major leader, Lloyd Williams, well missed. But the thing is that the best thing we can do for his legacy is to keep that chamber going and be strong. There should have been more people out. It wasn't that cold out last night. But the chamber is a very heavy support, and they definitely support Soul City Network, and they also support Access Wealth Nation, my network, and helping me get through the financial literacy that I want to bring and then bringing to our urban community. We need it desperately. And that's one of the reasons why I decided to talk today, because we've been past Cyber Monday. We've been through all the spending. But what happens is that instead of focusing in on the spending, we need to think about the saving and building legacies. So I know many of you are out there preparing to shop. Those who haven't, and of course, the last minute means that you wind up paying more. But the thing is that at this day and age right now, we have a serious economic situation taking place. And maybe this is a great learning time for our children to learn you get one gift or you get two gifts, not like what somebody else out there has been talking about, cutting down the dolls and stuff. No. What this should be is a time that we put together I have a dear friend of mine, she hates this word, and I'm not going, it's budget. Okay, how about cost-effective spending? But anyway, in doing this, we need to put together a systematic, system to be able to know what we're going to spend. How much do we have to spend? What are we going to spend, and how much are we going to put towards? Now, my suggestion to everyone is that if you're the best gift that you can give to anyone is of yourself. And yeah, I know some people say, well, that's not with my Louis Vuitton bag, but stop feeding Louis and feed your family and take care of your family. But if you teach children that they get one gift that they can purchase, that you'll purchase for them, and then the other gift is something that should be personable, something like on the level of Kwanzaa. Either you make it, or even better, you give a gift of yourself in some ways. I know one year my sister-in-law opened up coupons for us, and she said, you want your car washed? Would you like me to write up some letters or do mailing for you? Could I cook a dish for you? That is giving of yourself. Guaranteed, I tell you, if you think last year, what you got during this holiday season, a lot of you wouldn't even remember what did you get? but you remember who was around you, who who gave you that hug, who may not be there this year even. I have a friend of mine, Fred, whose family is meeting in front of the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree. I think it's awesome. Why? Because they're giving of themselves, they're getting together. And that's what's so important in today's world today, because those that are here today may not be here tomorrow, but you'll remember what they left you with, the love, the care, the energy. So just think about that in it. But those of you who are going to go out and buy anyway, you need to put together, I'm going to curse again, budget. Forgive me, my dear friend Kathleen. Budget. But instead of saying budget, maybe we should say, whatever you put aside that you can afford to give gifts, maybe multiple gifts. Maybe, I remember one year, George and I, we bought these, it was Roscato bottles of wine and gave to the family. I love every year to support nonprofits. So there's a group, Brian Stevenson has a group that is giving equal justice, that helps individuals who have been incarcerated wrongfully. And yeah, they had a movie out about him called Just Mercy. Well, they have a calendar that is awesome. It's historically awesome. We have to make sure that if anything, if no one else is going to tell the story, we need to tell our story. And so every day it gives some significant date of something that happened within this community, in this world, in this country, that was basically derogatory towards, or was murderous. There was lynchings. And we need to keep talking, because our children don't know our story. They only know his story, and some of that they don't even know. So I just say that this is an opportunity for us to, and they weren't expensive. Again, not expensive, but very meaningful. These are the things that we can honestly do in the process, and find multiples. Go to some of the vendors. There's a vendor on 125th Street. I don't know his name, but he has these beautiful hats, these little round winter hats. And he was so precious. Yesterday, as I passed by, he says, "Sister, can you buy something from my table?" It's one of them things when you don't have cash on you and you're not prepared, and it wasn't in my budget. Oops, did that word again. But the thing is that I said to him I was going to come back. And not only that, but I'm going to tell y'all, he's right across, I think, from the old Dwayne Reed. Now it's not that anymore. It's just a bunch of windows. But he's standing there. Go visit him and buy something from him. It was just so precious. He had little items too that didn't cost much, I'm sure. But budget yourself to see, oh, there's that word again, to make sure that you have everything lined up and can afford it, so that when it comes to January, you're not sitting there with your credit cards trying to figure out how to make a payment. Don't do it that way. If you're doing anything, the best thing you can do is, if you use your credit card, make sure you pay it the next month off. If you can't pay it off next month, don't spend it. Spending means exactly what it means. It's over. It's done. It's gone. So you want to circulate your money. And the only way you can circulate your money the best is by setting up a certain amount that you're ready to circulate with, and then make sure you can pay it off. See, it's not bad for you to use the credit card, because sometimes you're getting points and you're getting credits. But the thing is, it's bad when you let it go on and on. Do you realize that many a times people are spending right now with their credit card, and they won't, due to interest rates? And we've had on this show the rule of 72 and how it can be adverse. So what happens is that they spend that money now, and they'll be paying on that $1 for at least 25 years. if they don't pay it off or they just pay the minimum. Think about these things. So it's one thing that we can talk about, which is our credit cards, but that's transferring wealth. You transfer it and transfer it back. You don't keep it on the credit card. And to think about it, really be honest with yourself. There are so many people who, because of these holidays, that they're not given an opportunity to get with family or whatever. And a lot of families break up. Depression takes place during this time. Money is a currency and energy. Remember that. And so it can be a positive energy or it can be a negative energy. And in many ways, okay, some homeboy didn't buy me something, or homegirl didn't get me something. Well, maybe homegirl fixed you a meal, or homeboy got you a meal, and or fixed you a meal also, or gave you a massage. These are the things that mean a lot, mean a lot. So as we have our lines open also, just to let you know, but if you are interested in receiving, we have the How Money Works, Stop Being a Sucker book. If you want the book, all you got to do is send us an email at anajenterprisesinc@gmail.com. That's ANAJ Enterprises, enterprisesinc@gmail.com, and take that time and get the book. As a matter of fact, if you're real entrepreneurship minded, get the book and then give the book. How's that? Something different. We also have some ebooks. So therefore you can also share that with some of your family and friends. Guess what? It costs nothing. Well, yes, it does. It's a referral. Is that you have to read the book. That's it. But there's also so many things that we could share while we get with our families this year. We could do something like they take the How Many Works challenge, or that's on our website. Or you could also take the financial literacy quiz. That could be something fun. Each one of y'all take the financial literacy quiz, and the access to it is take the flq.com/Jana. That's JANAB. That's it. Put that in. Take the FLQ, the financial literacy quiz. Y'all could have some fun to see. It's 25 questions and see how financially literate you are. If you see yourself not doing so well, don't worry about it. No one's judging. We don't judge. That's part and part of the power of spirit. No judging. But it does give you the opportunity to know where you are. Now, of course, we also have something that's very powerful. Every Wednesday at 7:00, we do what's called the elements, financial elements. And you'll need to tell people about this. It's awesome. You can do it. You can watch it in your PJs and watch and learn. But in the process of it, you can jump on and get the opportunity to see exactly where you stand in the 5 elements. Something as simple as concepts, there's fundamentals, there's insurance ideas and lessons, there's short-term investing and long-term investing. And then we give a 6th bonus that says that you can then learn something extra. A few times we've done things was the Big Beautiful Bill, which is the large lousy law. Okay, y'all didn't hear that directly from me, but it's true. Or we did something on scams. We've done a few different types of information on how to go further and maybe become an entrepreneur. That's important. I would say here's a New Year's resolution. See how you can start your business. We're going to be doing a show again on entrepreneurship because that's what we need. We need the ability for entrepreneurship. And I saw a question. I don't see it now. What was the question? Okay, how many cards should One half. Oh, credit cards? I'll smile. How many can you manage and juggle? You shouldn't really you need at least two credit cards. You need to have two lines of credit. Why? Because that's how dear Fair Isaac, which isn't fair, judges you. We have Experian, TransUnion, Equifax. And in doing that, you need to have some, but some of us can't even get one. So when that happens, you have to at least get a secured credit card and build on it, and then it'll become one. But you always want to do a secured credit card that is mounted or counted. That's the word, should be counted by the credit bureaus so that you are getting scored, because it doesn't mean a hill of beans if you're not building that credit up. And even it's with your own money. But two, three, maybe. Don't count store credit cards. They don't count. But if you mess them up, they do. So you need to make sure that you don't get outlandish. And you want to keep, as far as credit is concerned, that you don't, if you got $1,000 credit line, please do not spend more than $300 of it, a third of it, 30%, because once you do that, then now you're over and your credit score will not move, or it'll move very, very small. So, the best thing you can do is sit with a financial educator, such as myself and my teammates, and sit down and have a free financial analysis. It doesn't cost anything. You can just let us know. You call our number 646-375-2121, 646-375-2121, and say you would like to have a no obligation financial review. And that's the whole key with getting a plan. Because if you have a plan, then you're not planning to fail. But if you have no plan, you may be planning to fail. So don't do that. Make sure there's no excuse at these stages. And that's the other thing, is if you want to have some financial education and get an idea, you can always go to one of my websites, which is wealthwave.com/Jana. That's JANAB. That will give you a chance to see about all of our programs that we do with How Money Works. And my favorite is, of course, How Money Works, Stop Being a Sucker. We're also looking at bringing forth financial literacy and focusing it on women. There's a reason for this, because in the year 2030, there is going to be another wealth transfer to women. 30 trillion, trillion with a T. And in that, they will be able to have money. They're either getting it from family, from inheritances, from retirement plans, the plethora. But 30 trillion is moving. Number one is, how many of you are going to be part of that legacy transfer? But once you do, how many of y'all are going to spend most of the money instead of making it grow? Think about it. We got to change our mindset. And the key is financial freedom doesn't come by just wishing. It comes by you working at it and being attentive, and then preparing for the next generation to take over and build upon it. So I always say that George should, if he saved $10,000, then George the second should have 20,000 by building on it. George the third should have $40,000 for building on that. And it goes on and on. Instead of George got $10,000 and he spent it all. So these are the mindsets that we have to desperately pay more attention to. Okay, so another thing is like I said, the principle of Kwanzaa comes about, and in Kwanzaa, you're supposed to make your gift anyway or give books. And we need to start going back to that tradition of things that mean a lot, a bracelet, a ring, earrings, And I know some of us have gotten into the, purchase. In 1 year in our community, especially in the African American community, we spend on an average in a year $17 trillion. But it doesn't stay in our community. The beauty of Black Wall Street was the fact, one of the Black Wall Streets, I always tell folks there was a lot of Black Wall Streets, but the one that got truly destroyed physically in Tulsa, that dollar lasted in the community 3 to 5 years. And the dollar doesn't even last a minute in our communities now. And the only reason is because we don't have any businesses and stores, and therefore it does not circulate. That's why I said go visit the brother on 125th Street. All those that are in the market, or go on 116th Street and support the vendors that are there, because that's how we keep money circulating in our community. So just think about that. Now, before you go shopping, because you're going out to rush, because you're late, because Christmas is coming, Kwanzaa is coming, Hanukkah is here, all these things are here to spend money. Make your list. And, I know I'm not going to spoil it, the Santa Claus idea, okay? But in the midst of it, just like Santa Claus is saying, make your list, check it twice, and make sure that it's set up so that the money can be budgeted so that you can afford it. Don't do things, especially in this day and age. Some of the things we could do is how about making a pie, a cake, someone's special meal? These are the things that mean a lot, if we would do it. But we don't. Now, when the family gets together, you know how much it costs to put together meals. I know what Thanksgiving does to me. And that's because I promised my mother that I would always do Thanksgiving, and we would gather as a family. So that's what we do. But it is quite expensive. And even with our potluck, and also with my dear friend Sheila adding to it, we still spend a lot of money. But if everybody brought a dish of some sort, now I know everybody can't cook. Okay, I've learned that. But they can bring something. So just knowing that you have the opportunity to come together and make it a potluck, that's more important than going out here and spending something. Have you ever watched children? They're telling you right off the bat, those little babies are just amazing because they will play with that box. When you done spent hundreds of dollars for the toy, they're in the box. So maybe we should create little beautiful toy boxes. Just a thought, out of your list. So I'm not having a long show today because of all the things. Being out here as a financial educator, we have some end of the year requirements that we have to meet. And that includes for us accountants also. So, but I didn't want the holiday to go through, or the holiday period to go through, and I didn't get an opportunity to say happy holiday. And that I was thinking about you, and that I miss seeing y'all. So we're going to start again. We probably won't do the 24th, but we are going to start again, and I'm sure in January, and produce some more shows on financial literacy. If there's something in particular that you want to talk about or hear about, send us an email at anajenterprisesinc@gmail.com, and we'll be glad to address it. And I'll bring on experts in addition to myself, and give you what you're asking for, because knowledge is power, but action is freedom. And we have to think about that. Okay, I'm just taking a look at my notes. And if there's any questions out there, great. If not, I want y'all to know that I'm thinking about you and that tis the season for us to pull our assets together and to build our financial freedom. So don't let this holiday time cost you the holla future you're to have. And if you need assistance in building your financial plan, be sure to contact us at anagenterprisesinc@gmail.com or call the office 646-375-2121. And so I think basically I'm kind of like any questions or things we can then close out today. I really appreciate y'all. If you're interested in doing the winter solstice, you start off on the 20th. Make sure you take a cleansing breath, but also a cleansing body. And then the next day, go through water and drink all the water. But other than water, the next thing you do is to sleep. But before you do any of that on the 20th, write out your seed thoughts, the things you want. And it doesn't have to be a lot of stuff, just a few, maybe one or two things that you really want to accomplish. And don't worry about the how. That's not your business. The universe will open up the doors. It's for you to step through and make it happen. And I'm hoping each and every one of you that has the entrepreneur spirit will come forth and build some businesses in our community. In addition to the fact I do have to make this one disclaimer that I really want, and I'm looking for in my seed thoughts, is looking for 10 people who want to be certified financial educators. That's what I'm looking for. And guess what? You don't have to have a lot of experience to be one, but you have to have the desire to help people and to teach financial literacy. Because if we know better, we will do better. But the problem is no one's talking to us so that we can know better. What a horrible thing. But that's why I'm here to continue. Every Thursday at 6 o'clock, I'm here to bring you knowledge and give you that checkup from the neck up. So in that, I'm going to end a little early today so that I can get back on my mission. But I appreciate you all. I'm looking forward to us growing together. And remember that there's always your access to Wealth Nation. Now, y'all have a good night tonight and stay warm.
She was told that she couldn't play with the boys. She was told that they were too big, too rough, too strong. She was told to give up her dreams and move on. She was told to just be pretty, be quiet, be a lady. She was told that women had to stay on their side of the court, stay in your lane. Playing and competing with men was insane. She was told that men and women would never be equal. Dreaming like that would only be linked to your mind, to your soul. She never listened. She knew that their thinking was old. She is magic. She is the definition of spirit. She is what champions are made of. She is magic.